Hello everybody, welcome to another video. I'm Ben Foster, Cycling GK.
Ben Foster might be the most important footballer ever, but the reasons why will shock you, because it has nothing to do with his ability as a goalkeeper. Ben has amassed over 1 million subscribers in 12 months on his main channel, the Cycling GK. Along with his successful main channel, he has also launched a podcast as well. But the reasons why he started the channel might not have been as well thought out as you might think.
So like I said, I was doing stuff in the garden with the kids. Like I was setting up assault courses. I was doing, it was like
so
Krypton
cool.
Factor or something. I don't know if you remember Krypton Factor, but it was like that, like cargo nets and stuff. We were pulling the nets off the goal and like pinning them down to use as cargo nets and stuff. It was wicked. I was spray painting on the grass.
Tough mudder.
So it was wicked. So and I was like, maybe it'd be cool if I could just show people how to entertain their kids, all that kind of stuff.
Ben has had a footballing career which has spanned over 20 years and is most well known for his spells with Watford, West Bromwich Albion, Birmingham City and most notably Manchester United, along with getting 8 caps for England and playing in the Brazil World Cup for the Three Lions. So how come it is so important that a former England and current Premier League goalkeeper has jumped into the world of YouTube? Well, there are 3 main areas which I believe make Ben a genius and someone who is beginning to transcend the sport itself.
Football. I heard one person last night actually say, is that actually the Cycling GK? They were at the football. They were at the football.
I didn't know he plays football as well.
I know. But I think that's what it is, though. They don't see me as a footballer. They see me as a YouTuber.
Firstly, he understands one of the most critical parts to having your own channel on the internet. You get to control the information and the way you put it out to the world.
That we've got our own platform means that we can literally just put our own content out there. We can, instead of me sitting on a panel on Sky Sports and like playing to their tune, basically, I have to arrive at a certain time, stay there all day, look a certain way, dress with a suit and tie. I can get up in the office upstairs with my Ajax third kit inspired by Bob Marley and I can talk about football the way I want to talk about it.
Ben understands that if he started working for a big corporation, he would have to fall into line with what they wanted, how they wanted to tell a story, whereas now he can produce content the way he wants to. Going from top level footballer into punditry for Sky and BT is a well-worn path nowadays, one which Ben might have ended up doing himself.
Probably gone into mainstream media where you would probably see me on like a Sky Sports or BT Sports or Soccer Saturday or something like that.
But now he controls the narrative, even thinking about how he can make his retirement announcement into a YouTube video.
I've got Cycling GK, I've got my own YouTube channel where whatever I feel like saying about anything, whatever I feel like saying, I can make a video of it. I can go on there and say, if I want to retire at the end of the season, I'll make a video that says, I'm retiring. I'll have a wicked thumbnail.
That's a title. That's a title.
The thumbnail. I've got the
4-time YouTuber.
I'll be like that.
Along with retirement, making a transfer is another key part of a footballer's life, but they are often kept under wraps, with key information only coming to light years after the event. But Ben has an interesting view on how this could change if you had your own channel.
Harry Kane in the summer. Do you remember when Harry Kane was supposed to be leaving to go to Man City? If Harry Kane had his own YouTube channel, right?
Jeez.
That video, that announcement video where he put it out and he put, I'm staying, So the thumbnail straight away, he's got the Spurs badge, he's kissing it, right? It's like a big load of love. But the video title would be, I'm staying. And that's all he needs to put, right?
The best example of this is the podcast episode with Aaron Ramsdale, where he goes into detail about his move to Arsenal and how it affected him. This insight is something we do not normally get, but because Ben is a fellow footballer, he seems to open up more to him.
And someone at the football club, won't name names, said, we didn't ask him to take less money when he was conceding goals at the start of last year.
Shut up. Oh my God.
That was when I basically went, right, well, no, I'm not. I won't play.
That comes principle then.
I won't play against West Brom for a game of season. I won't play. Do what you want. And then
What's wrong with people?
And then I didn't train for the first 2 days. So the Monday, Tuesday. And the manager was like, no, he'll be all right. He'll play, blah, blah. Tuesday came and I was like, no, I'm not playing. And then Wednesday, the team news comes out that I'm not in the squad. And then within 45 minutes, so about 10 minutes before kick-off, I was on my way down.
Although at first it might seem alien for a current Premier League player to start turning up to the training ground with a camera, once players understand the freedom which it can give them, it could completely change the landscape. They can send out messages they want to fans directly. It is obvious why someone like Ben has become obsessed with the medium, particularly in an industry where football players can often be misinterpreted following one interview. Why not control the flow of information yourself? Not only this, but Ben understands the power of YouTube at the moment, with some of the biggest stars on the platform getting opportunities which even most professional footballers will not get.
It does not make any sense. Like,
Yeah, I know
like
what
on
you
Monday
mean.
when I played at Wembley, I felt nothing.
It is what it is.
It felt normal, which is the craziest thing because it is the most fortunate position to be in.
Perhaps the most powerful thing which Ben understands about making content on YouTube is the community which is created around it. These communities are the reason why so many creators get opportunities to branch out into different things. This links to the second point around why Ben Foster is so important. He sees things in different ways. He has a skill in analysing new niches within areas and exploiting them.
Not necessarily as well on a Sky Sports on Sunday afternoon. I don't always want to watch it so clean cut. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see people in suits. I want to see people with a beer in their hand talking about the game that they're watching in front of you and then having a bit of idle chit chat kind of thing. And I think there's a huge market.
For example, Ben has young kids. It'll be easy to observe them and be cynical about the way they consume their content. Instead, he takes it on board and thinks about ways in which he can adapt it into his own channel.
Take my son, for example. So Louis, my boy, when he watches football, he will have the game on, okay, and then he will listen to any other YouTuber. He'll literally have all the YouTubers on. He'll have Goldbridge on, he'll have Thogden on, but he will be listening to them talk about the game. And it's not always the most like detailed, in-depth, oh my god, so what they're doing is they're playing in a 3-4-3 where he hangs back or he... They're chatting. They're chatting and it's personable.
But the biggest gap in the YouTube marketplace Ben spotted was putting the GoPro in the goal. This changed the game completely. And like most people who think of new ideas, he executed, then asked for permission later. There was a perfect lesson for us all here. Sometimes you need to just do something to see if it works.
Sod it, I'm going to just stick it in the back of my goal as well. And I kind of knew I was doing something a little bit wrong. I was pretty sure that they were going to say, nah, you can't put the camera in the back of your goal. Like, come on. You can't do that. We've got companies who sponsor millions of pounds and you think you can just go and do that. So I kind of knew I was doing something a little bit wrong, but I just sort of winged it.
This skill Ben possesses for him to assess and see gaps in the market is a superpower when it comes to creating content. He traditionally comes from the world of Premier League football, where we're used to very well produced content. Everything is in suits, perfect lighting and seamless cuts. But he has immersed himself in the YouTube world, which is the world of vlogs, using iPhone cameras and seeing everything as an opportunity to create content to add value to people's lives. Ben has taken the YouTube approach and applied it to top-class English football. His videos are not the best quality, using a GoPro for his vlogs, but they've gained millions of views because it gives people a view into the world of a footballer, which often feels distant. But Ben's channel creates a sense that most footballers are just like me and you, which links to the final point around Ben's genius. He understands that people are multivariable. They have multiple passions and interests. This is something which Naval Ravikant talks about on Joe Rogan's podcast.
All humans are broad. We're all multivariate, but we get summarized in pithy ways in our lives, and at some deep level we know that's not true, right? Every human basically is capable of every experience and every thought. You're a UFC comedian, commentator, podcaster, but you're also more than that. You're also father, lover, thinker, etc.
Sports people, specifically footballers, get summarized more than most. People do not like them being anything that isn't a footballer. We always hear the phrase, they should just concentrate on playing football, when in reality, we all know we're into many different things in life, and alternative stresses may even improve performance in football. Let's take a look at Ben himself. He is a footballer. More specifically, he is a goalkeeper, a teammate, a cyclist, a YouTuber, a podcaster, a business owner, a father, a husband, a friend, to name but a few. But like us all, footballers wear many different hats at many different times, so by showing this, it makes them more relatable. On the flip side to this, there are certainly going to be people who will not enjoy or understand his YouTube stuff, but it's important to understand that from the outset.
You'll never please everybody, first and foremost. You'll never ever please everybody. So there will be people that love it, there'll be people that are indifferent, and there'll be people that hate it, right? As long as you know you're doing everything to the best of your ability. So when I go out on a pitch on a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, I am 100% focused on doing my job because that's what comes most naturally to me. I've done it for 20 years. When the whistle goes, it's like autopilot. I just go into autopilot and I do what I see in front of me. That's the beauty of it, right? And if something goes wrong whilst I'm doing that, it is what it is. This is what it comes back to me just saying about a minute ago about owning it.
This is a good example of the stoic practice of negative visualization. Think about doing a new task or project and think through in your mind, what does it look like if it goes wrong? For Ben, he might have a poor performance on the pitch and then people might give him stick about his YouTube channel, but he knows that, so he can own it. He knows that he's gotten through criticism before and survived, so why should it be any different in the future? Ben is for sure changing the game on social media for sports people. Before I leave you with Ben's thoughts on the future of the space, please consider subscribing to the channel. This is the club, and on here I'm going to be breaking down world-class operators from within sport, so we can take lessons away to lead richer lives. With that said, let's see where Ben thinks this is all going.
I think YouTube is basically the final frontier for all footballers and sports people in general, because it's such an untapped market. But for us personally, Tom, haven't we? We've seen it over the last year. YouTube is without doubt, the biggest deal, the biggest platform, the biggest thing out there I've ever seen. And I've been on Instagram, Twitter, everything all my life.